So some of your supporters would say, well, if that's the case, and there's a third-party candidate that is much closer to your views, or perhaps Green Party, Jill Stein, whoever it might be, why not support the person who's much closer to your views?
Well, because that gets back to the issue I mentioned a moment ago. Look, you're talking to the longest-serving independent in the history of the United States Congress. Right. People don't know it. When I was first elected mayor, you know who I defeated? It wasn't a Republican. It was a 5-term incumbent Democrat. When I ran for Congress the first time, my Republican ended up winning, but it was a very tough fight against a Democrat as well. So I think I know a little bit about third-party politics and running outside of the two-party system. But what you have got to do, and this is where politics becomes, it's an art, not a science. Nobody has magical answers. And, gets back to Ralph Nader's campaign. I've known Ralph for a million years. Did I agree with a lot of what Ralph Nader had to say? Yeah, I did. Did I want George Bush to become president of the United States? No, I did not. And if you think about the 8 years of Bush and the horror, the terrible, terrible things that happened, whether it was the war in Iraq or so many other things, that's the real world that we live in.
But I think some of your supporters think, all right, well, if you lose, and then you say go vote for Hillary Clinton, well, is that an inauthentic position given the argument you've made against her throughout these primaries?
Well, I'm not going to speculate because we're going to do everything we can for all the reasons that we've discussed not to lose. And this is where politics becomes very sticky, and that is that I believe, personally, that Trump is a pathological liar. I think he knows very little about public policy. I think he could care less. And I think he would be a horrific danger for this country. And I will do everything I can to see that he is defeated. Now, the real question, to be authentic, I have to tell you that you didn't ask the right question, Cenk.
Okay, all right, help me. Go
ahead. I'm going to help you. This is the question to you.
I'm not sure I'm going to agree. Okay, go ahead.
The real question that we have to ask is, why is Secretary Clinton not connecting to so many millions of people? That's the real question. And I think, the reason is because, people have seen her change her views on so many issues, perceive her to be very political rather than motivated by a set of ideas. Does she care about children? Yes, she does. Does she care about women? Yes, she does. Not recently, in the course of this campaign, she came in opposition to the TPP. Do people think that really came from her heart, or was that political? She came in opposition to the Keystone Pipeline after telling us that it was a pretty good idea. People kind of believe that? Well, I'm not so sure that they do. So, the real issue is Secretary Clinton able to make the case to the people that her vision for America is what their vision is, and that she, in fact, is sincerely going to stand up and fight for the vision?